Ooh,
Turn that on.
in my booth real quick.
All right, take your time.
I don't think that I turn up till later, so we should be fine.
Like, give or take 10, 15, 30 minutes. Maybe less.
Yeah. So.
I'm pretty sure he just pops up. Actually, well, I'll just tell you one.
Yeah, he comes morphing all in with his poses.
Yeah.
Reginald is having technical difficulties at the moment.
Ooh,
Oh.
rats. Maybe we should wait.
Let's wait. I can stall.
We can find topics to discuss.
Yeah, sure. Well,
I could sing my song.
you can.
I could. Let me make sure.
All right, everyone in the stream. Well, there's only 2 of you, so we're just
That's
waiting
me.
on Reginald. So we're just gonna fool around for a bit.
Okay. Let me make sure that I have... I don't need auto-tune, but I like it as a buffer. And what I tell people when it comes to auto-tune, because there's so many people that are like, oh my god, and it's actually like...
You auto-tune?
Yeah, you're but my retort to it has always been, if the auto-tune sounds robotic, that's because they can't sing.
If the auto-tune sounds robotic, it's because they are robots.
Yeah, but it's because the software is having to compensate for it. So,
excuse me.
So if you're singing on key, the auto-tune doesn't do anything.
Oh, all right.
So it's just a buffer. Like if you're singing and you like hit a sour note, then the auto-tune kind of just fixes it. It's like, oh, you were a little flat, and it brings it up. But when you're not singing the right notes at all, then yeah, you're gonna notice.
What if you sang the entire song a half step flat?
That's why you need to know how to use your auto-tune, which I had to learn. So now I can figure out the key of any song, which took some work. It didn't take that much work because it was just learning how to do it. So now when I'm writing lyrics or I'm going to work on a song, I have a virtual keyboard like right in front of me. So what you do is you listen to the song and you figure out the overall tone of the song. So you like hum pitches that go with, that you could tell are going on tone with the song. And when you do that and then match it up with the keyboard, then it's like, oh, this is in the key of E, which I didn't know that before. So when I was using auto-tune before, it would always be C, I think C chromatic, which is like the default, which is okay. But it doesn't do you service. It helps, but it doesn't do everything. So from what I've heard, I think it's E major. No, it's E minor. Because it goes minor a couple times. So I know there's more flats in the song than.
Hey, Arkham.
Hello, Arkham.
Hello.
Hi, Arkham. Okay, so I will do a couple lines from this since we're still reading on Reginald.
Make it out.
Okay.
Would recommend putting the costumes on for the second game, at least when it makes sense.
Yeah, good point.
My favorite part has been Heidi telling me how things should go while working very hard to not spoil it.
One must take caution to not spoil the second game.
It's amazing because she's like, no, you should do this, and this is why you should do it, but this isn't the real, like, this isn't the full reason, because if I tell you the full reason, then it's wrong. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
I'm telling you.
Do what I say because you'll appreciate it later, so just do it.
Just trust me, Phil.
Pretty much.
Reginald, do you have your stand now? Yep.
Reginald!
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Reginald.
Damn it. Oh well. We're ready.
Hey, you can
still do it, Phil.
Hmm?
I was gonna say you can still do it, but you can wait.
I don't mind. It's just I always sing in like the calls that I do show up in, and then I always have to apologize later. I'm like, I'm sorry that I took over this call for just fucking singing. Well, let's see.
Good, Phil.
It's always good to see if these flow. Boom, 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 boom goes my heart. Yes, I'm in love, and I really wish it wouldn't start. Then it goes into an instrumental. Okay. Okay. I need to wait and see where this is going. I see it, I feel it, it's time to let you go. It's just an easy out that I do that always got me by. I never really kept it a secret. How could you really try to say you never saw the signs when I slyly did my best to show my true side? Classic boy girl me, it will last at least a week. Yeah, the pain will slowly leave and we'll let her down nice and easy. But we meet again and you always ask if she could be the one. So now the cycle never seems to end. Boom, 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 boom goes my heart. Yes, I'm in love and I really wish it wouldn't start again. So I choose to play my part, and it reminds me just how much it hurt truly did. Fuck. Okay, well, that's the first
That's still
version.
really good.
It's coming
That was
together, man.
fun.
Very
nice.
good, Phil.
Very
I
nice.
started laughing not because you didn't sound good, but I was thinking it would be hilarious if you like sang all of Eggert's lines.
I mean, if anyone could do it, I could. Do you want it operatic?
Experimental.
Maybe you should decide when he comes on screen.
We'll find out when that
Yeah,
happens.
maybe I have to meet it.
So-
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to take a look at him because it could be operatic because of the time period we're in, but the damn poses.
One smart fellow, he felt smart.
One smart fellow, he smelled fart.
One smart fellow,
really
he
like
was one of the
this design.
brilliant people in Scotland Yard, and he smelled farts.
Oh my.
This is kind of cute.
Yeah.
You ready?
We are absolutely ready.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
I should
Fantastic.
probably not look at the stream. Okay, I'm looking at Discord now.
All right, we return.
All right.
It's been some time. Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'd pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade.
Yeah, well, I am, all right. I'm a Londoner just like everyone else. That a problem, is it?
No, not at all. It's just that, well,
Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy face. Chevy? Chase? Chevy Chase?
Wow. Deep cut.
Mm,
Ah,
I'm hurt.
there you go, Ace Attorney.
Well, I might be been thinking something along those lines.
You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo?
All right, then. I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people?
Oh, I don't know how to best answer that, really. Those. Sometimes. You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade. But not this time, alright? I swear. This thing belongs to me. That thing belongs to me.
This man Mr. Winterbank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Let's see. Examine.
Mr. Winterbank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? Seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface.
Ah, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box.
In a music box?
What, you don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern Lock ain't too savvy, eh?
I know what a music box is. I've never seen one of these discs before.
The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. Instantly insert the disc and set the machine going. The beautiful music plays.
It looks like he's about to do a little dance.
That's your jazz hands.
It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc?
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music box, you see. British-made, German, Swiss. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for.
Ah, I see.
That's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny.
That's a packet of lies. He told me he did. He said it was, well...
He? Who?
Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. That disc's worth good money, I know it is.
Well then, have to try your luck at another pawnbroker, wouldn't you? She's been in before, of course. The little tempered. What is
Wow, that's the word.
Tetrandemalion?
Huh?
Is that a type of flower?
Tetrandemalion.
Tatterdemalion.
Tetrandemalion.
Tatterdemalion.
Thank you, Voltage.
You're very welcome.
I see.
And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I must add.
Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me.
So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today?
Well, if only it were that simple.
Sorry? What do you mean?
What she actually brought in was a storage ticket.
A storage ticket. So... Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing.
Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious.
And the article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest. I was obliged to return the article to her.
But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Winterbank.
And the little scamp was wearing it, ma'am. It's the overcoat that she redeemed.
Oh.
What? What's wrong with that? Fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this?
And the disc is something else. New article to pawn if the girl and I can agree at a price.
I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today.
And it's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owned on it, as you say.
for this heavy black coat, which you've returned to her, which you returned to her care, as I understood it.
Oh, that's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, he went rifling through the pockets.
Oh, you mean...
What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it?
If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am.
And she immediately tried to pawn it.
For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think.
Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me.
It doesn't really appear to be your size.
Me old man! It's me old man's, ain't it? Is it, Miss Lestrade?
Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious.
I think that might be Phil.
I think that's Phil.
It's probably Phil. Hello, Badger.
How am I supposed to plug this when fuck? Okay, I'm here. Okay. Out of my way, please.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh,
Here we go. Who's this picture postcard English gentleman?
Oh fuck. Sorry.
Great.
Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen.
What's your problem, eh?
There is no problem as long as you remove yourself. I've a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve.
Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line.
Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket.
Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am?
The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems.
Huh? What? You mean from you?
Broker.
Yes, sir?
I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you now.
Yes.
The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Oh my! Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs too?
Very smooth.
Nice.
No, you can't have it. You just can't. Can't. It's me old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation.
Yes. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Okay. So talk.
Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying... What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear in my life, I ain't ever laid eyes on that dandy before.
Fuck.
Reginald.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, couldn't reach the button.
Oh.
And now let's hear. Now hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you bought in here just now.
No! I swear to God!
Fuck. I keep picking the wrong window. Okay. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street minding my own business, when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets.
Yet again?
Oh yes. As you can see, I'm a man of impeccable style. Sorry. This isn't the first time I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. How the fuck did he lose an overcoat? Like, did...
He got mobbed.
Yeah, like an overcoat, isn't that like a jacket? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Essentially.
it's what she's wearing.
and then he's just sitting
yeah,
there like,
exactly. What's his name?
he's just like, oh darn it, not again. Like,
Gosh darn.
Yeah, you know, it happens. Come on now, Miss Lestrade. Let's give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I have no choice but to call the police.
Hold on! Why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one.
I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you.
he has impeccable style.
Everyone will believe a stylish gentleman.
Well,
Sorry.
what about evidence?
He does unlock.
Yeah. Where's your evidence that I stole something, eh? Come on, let's see it.
Oh, I have evidence, naturally.
You what?
I can't believe we got a you what?
You
Like a W-O-T.
What?
Evidence.
What?
What?
Poor Heidi. She has to do all these girls.
Yeah.
I could do one.
It's good practice.
It'll be weird, but if you need a break, I'll do it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I'm good.
You what?
You what?
In case Irish does every time, happy to take her.
Yes, I'll cover Susato for you.
Alright.
Not the other Cockney. I'm just kidding. How do you do it? We love hearing you anyway.
I was gonna give you Susada's next line.
Do you want me to? I'll try it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman.
Oh,
Phil.
Of course. We need only consult Mr. Winniebank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the articles in the first place.
Yes! Brilliant!
need to get in my head voice more.
You've got a manner
I'm very-
mannerisms down wonderfully. Sorry.
I'm very sorry. That's fine. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done.
Hi, Stone Stream. Thanks for coming.
A stone stream.
Hello. I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine.
But why not?
Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. Great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity.
Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it?
Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question?
Of course. It's a gun. Professor. I have to make sure to do it when he poses.
Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt.
A watchword? Interesting. Watchwords. So, about these watchwords, Mr. Winterbeck.
As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why certain customers would like to keep their activity secret. Oh, God, I didn't notice it back there.
He's just like, precisely, that's why mine is banana.
That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it?
Can you believe it? I'm crossing my eyes and I see two pictures.
How are you doing that?
It's incredible. You have to try it, Mr. Naruhodo.
I think you mean crossing your eyes and see one picture in 3D.
Oh,
Great
dear.
detectives have no dark secrets, none at all. Do you, Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, well,
Run,
anyway,
Mr.
that's why I
Sholmes.
always ask.
Run for your life!
I
Oh, no,
wasn't done
sorry,
yet, but
Reginald.
whatever.
Sorry.
In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identified each item. And of course, then I would give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword.
And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
no,
right,
I
sir.
wear it.
Yeah.
Clearly, I wear
just
it.
as soon
Sorry.
as the requisite fees are paid.
And I have supplied you with the information you require already, but for the avoidance of doubt. The article in question is an overcoat, deposited 2 months ago on 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor.
weren't you supposed to sing that? Oh,
I was,
perfectly correct.
I was,
Suspicious.
I was simply directing you. It was not a pose.
all, all perfectly correct. All perfectly correct information, sir.
But how?
Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt.
No, I talked to this guy. Picture those contacts. Excuse me, but who are you?
One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. You simpleton. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here.
Oh yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place.
Thank you for the follow. Picks up trees? Picks up trees.
Trees are good.
Trees are good. Sorry about that, Phil.
No, you're
Quote of
good.
the day: trees are good.
Trees. Imagine trees. Anyway.
The pageantries of imaginaries.
Oh God.
Wow.
Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices.
You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical musical gesticulation about?
Gesticulation.
So that's a
Gesticulation.
word for it. Gesticulation.
Gesticulation.
Yeah, we're just really hammering home this weird.
He's a strange one.
Yes,
They
all
we
are.
picked up a weirdo.
they all are.
Perhaps anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir.
Oh, welcome, Chris, Colin, Borky, Bork? Bork! Bork!
Borg.
Okay.
You offer your own name first, before inquiring after the name of another.
Of course. Yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really.
My name is Hisato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. Oh, crunchy audio.
Hey, Crunchy.
Hold up!
Crispy.
Crispy.
Extra crispy.
Extra.
I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Eggert Begadick.
Eggert?
Oh no!
Sorry.
Pity.
Okay.
He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks. But that name is suspicious.
That's
I
sus.
wouldn't trust
See,
an
pick
I
at
wouldn't
it.
trust an egg. I wouldn't trust an Eggberg either.
Even for Ace Attorney standards, this is a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh. Now to the matter at hand. My overcoat, return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off.
Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him.
I got that.
That one really stings.
Where's that kill?
Let that be the end of be an end to the matter. Thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. Eggert.
With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back.
Oh, this is why I hate grown-ups. Just 'cause I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar.
And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker.
But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you.
Just this one?
Pardon, sir?
I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another.
Another disc?
Oh, dear. I agreed to inform you, sir, but that's what was deposited to me was merely the overcoat. I'm not even sweaty. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now.
So, got it, anything? You're hiding more or less rightfully mine, are you?
I don't know nothing about it.
Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell, say goodbye to style.
More like a goodbye in style.
Wait a minute. That disc. It's mine.
Oh, God.
What are you doing, you little tramp? You've
Good action
You've
scene.
drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Oh,
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 my.
shoot.
Yes, there's blood on the disc.
Holy shit.
yeah.
All of
That
those,
escalated quickly.
it's all because of those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them.
Even through his gloves. I found it first, alright. I mean, it belonged to me old man. So you're not having it. Boy, you take it.
Me?
Yeah. If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it.
Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her?
You there, in the black livery.
Hi.
Hand that disket to me at once, please.
No.
No, don't! He's lying! Grown-ups are all liars.
What do I do now?
I'm a grown-up, kind
How am I
of.
supposed to, how am I going to resolve this?
I just picture him like SpongeBob holding up a little shaver. I am a man.
Oh no. Okay.
She clearly doesn't acknowledge it.
Have you... I wonder what the picture behind the window is.
Mr. Shelms, what are you examining with such keen interest there? We've examined that last episode, didn't you see? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. Where'd you get that anyway?
Caramel.
Mr. Shelms?
So, you've found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry?
After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows,
That's the shadows?
cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship.
That was fellowship?
I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me.
Society of 3 people?
So, feigning mocking interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets on this desolate place.
With
You've been
chocolate.
examining that for hours.
Whilst you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, the 7% solution of caramel.
Where the heck did you
Jones
get that?
Caramel.
It's branded.
Only
To you.
7%?
It's Sholmes. I made it myself, of course. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely.
Then why on earth did you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone bad to worse here, you know.
Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered.
You really were sad, weren't you?
He's so dramatic.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Oh,
I know.
Mr. Jones.
What's gonna happen when we see these two on screen? This poser and this.
Oh dear God.
Poor Mr. Jones. I feel simply awful for you.
Sorry.
It would seem that my inferences are correct. Excuse me. It's been a long day.
Or inferences. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us. You've solved the entire case once again.
My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized, how much could I pawn it for?
It seems Mr. Jones has had another of his flashes of inspiration. Why did I say that like that? But who knows if it'll help resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here?
Clearly, we have to
What if
listen.
you left the deduction?
What happens
What
if we leave it?
Right.
I'm curious. I don't know. If Mr. Shum starts on one of his wild, rambling deductions now, he could just fan the flames of this argument. I think it would be sensible to try something else.
Mr. Naruhodo, what are you saying? The great detective has made one of his great deductions. He's sure to cut straight to the heart of the matter.
That's what I'm worried about. We don't need any more cuts around here.
Dear me, you seem decidedly agitated. Clearly, I shall have to take the reins.
Yes, please do, Mr. Sholmes.
I just hear Susato going, "Don't fuck this up for me."
Now we know which side she's on.
It looks like we're going to have to hear this deduction whether I like it or not.
Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament.
Where the blue blazes have you been, eh? Is that Australian?
Pardon?
Just a touch. Just a touch.
a little bit, yeah.
When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help straight away, not an hour later.
Harsh.
I think Shones has left the chat.
Ooh, huh? Me? Oh, okay.
I have.
And who, pray tell, are you? Oh God, here we go. And who, pray tell, are you? These fuckers.
Oh,
Mr. Agate Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn.
I beg your pardon.
The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed.
hey, Red.
And the
Hi,
second
Red.
is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with this intent to steal for a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions?
Oh.
He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg.
That's why he's called that.
It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. What is it now, son?
It's all right.
Just who do you think you are, sir?
Ah, yes. As I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Herlock Sholmes Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
That is already good.
Oh boy, here we go.
You're doing great, Voltage, by the way.
Thank you. I'm doing my best.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to do this tonight, but I'm excited to do it anyway. Here we go. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different.
Sorry, I have to silence my phone.
As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions.
He threw it away.
I have nothing.
He threw it away.
The cane, which you unwittingly clutch to your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction.
But utter rot. I've had this cane for years.
The contradiction of which I speak, of course, the missing ferrule. The end of any walking cane would be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare.
How dare you look at my tip?
Yeah, you needed goggles for that.
Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Your recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer to the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth.
Did he twirl? Did he spin?
The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see.
'Tis called the dance of deduction, after all.
Quite.
That's a twirl.
I do a box step from time to time. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused.
Mr. Sholmes, why did
What's
you say
walking-
it like that?
Well, it's merely part of the dance of deduction, milady. Anyway, what walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I?
Used eye.
But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is the broken handle of a shovel.
It's a spade.
Is it a shovel, Mr.
Wow.
Jones?
It's a spade.
Is it a shovel?
It's a
It's a
spade.
shovel. It's used for carrying things that have been unearthed.
Well, what? But it's a spade.
No, my dear friend. That is what you see on a playing card,
What?
along with hearts, clubs, and diamonds.
What? Are you insane?
Oh,
And now,
really? That's
having
great.
determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a
Definitely
calculated
mean
crime
a
you have conceived,
spade.
sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Oh. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime in which you I don't say which you have in the planning. It's filled in the words.
This is utterly absurd.
I'll say.
You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath the pawnbrokery with a broken shovel.
It's a spade.
Spade?
What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there?
Let it go, Mr. Naruto.
No, it's a spade, and I'll die on this hill.
Some long forgotten treasure, I suppose.
I'll dig up your hole with the spade.
Save for such a fanciful theory.
At least you admit it that it's a spade.
Truly not a gentleman, if I would say so. Save for such fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say?
Oh, but there's an ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped.
What?
Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road.
By the way, this is the plot of one of the books.
Oh, amazing. I'm waiting for someone to pose and just knock something down, and poor Windabank. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it?
By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway that flows in the very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite.
What are you...
In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels.
Master plan?
Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank?
Are you quite serious?
Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer.
They keep me on speed dial.
But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict?
The twist is it's just a regular old yard in Scotland.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, This picture postcard tells us all we need to know.
A postcard of the Great Exhibition? I'm afraid you've quite lost me.
Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of this road.
Auden?
Yes, the considerable crime that you have been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of the bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please.
Why'd you tell us that?
This thus concludes Herlock Sholmes's great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle.
Mr. Sholmes?
Well, Mr. Naruhodo? An impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness. Would you not agree?
Was it true that what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault?
Indeed. Though few know of its existence. It is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets.
It's now known by everyone in this room.
Gregson told me in the strictest confidence.
Gregson told you?
Did he?
He did, in fact.
Oh.
It's gonna be regretting that later.
But you just announced it to everyone here. Rather loudly, in fact.
Ah,
And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it?
All his impressive style.
there can be but one explanation for that. Clearly, it is because the man is a criminal.
But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said, buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you revealed the secret.
Oh.
Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windeback will. He already has plenty of shovels here.
That's right.
Naruhodo, it's a shovel.
Yes.
What, are you expecting something else?
All right.
It's another
All
then
right.
he's
All
criminal.
right.
Oh, my life. I assure you, I'm not so unscrupulous.
I thought it said unscrumptious, and I was confused.
I know. For a second there, I thought that too.
Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost care.
I thought,
Clearly.
well, you know what? Never mind.
Right.
Never mind. You know, do you, Mr. Sholmes?
One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. And once the word is out, it's out.
Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes.
Next
An
time.
excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea.
He's like, well, fuck, yeah. Fuck, yeah, you're right. Maybe not do that.
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure.
Yes. Let's listen to that great deduction again
Yes!
and see if we can manage it to massage it into shape. I don't know.
Like he's
what
gonna
had to
massage
do the whole
the shovel
thing.
back into his spade.
Very well
Just
then.
watch
Let's
me.
get our shoulders rubbing and start that once more from the beginning.
Can we get the cliff notes of this?
Of Herlock Sholmes's magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. I need to go in my booth next time. We can go play Murloc.
I know, right?
I'm really enjoying your performance. It's really good.
Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun.
All right.
First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claimed I followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from me on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Oh. As revealed by that which you held in your hand. Yes, what brought you here to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer.
So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor.
Yes. In an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road.
That was a mouthful to say slowly.
It certainly was. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? After all, he needs a spade to dig through the ground.
Yes! A spade! No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular moment in time? Was that sentence missing a word? No,
Maybe I was brought here because that little filthmonger took my coat.
My stinky, slimy little face.
Stylish hat.
Stylish.
My
What
beautiful
is
little
this?
white hat. I'm an English gentleman, I am. Look, there's a little Gina Lestrade on the back.
how cute.
I was wondering what
I drew Mario.
Mamma mia.
well,
Even though it's not.
speaking of Mario, his hat reminds me of the one from Odyssey.
It kind
Uh-huh.
of does, yeah.
It's my favorite game. It's a very stylish game.
I'm
Look at all
sorry,
the
are you
scribble
from...
notes on the back of the flyer here.
I don't believe it.
What is it?
I'm guessing you was a leg.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was.
You're fine. You're doing great.
Listen to what it says, or read what it says. Name: Gina Lestrade. Height: 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Mr. Lestrade.
Goodness.
There's even a sketch of her, hat and all. Although if he showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade in his face for sure.
And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Banks Pawnbrokery, Baker Street. Redemption deadline, the 15th of April.
Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of the piece of that paper?
It's exactly 1 month from now.
Well,
Oh, so it is.
yeah.
Mind break. Fuck.
Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade.
This is a... Voltage?
My apologies, I was busy doing laundry. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery here.
You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you.
But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie.
Is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today. By which I mean... here, to Winterbank's Pawnbrokery, And today, the redemption deadline of that overcoat.
So, you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there's some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane, which you unwittingly clutched to your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. I hate that line.
An incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years.
The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule.
What's a ferrule?
It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo.
The bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement.
Yes, exactly. Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane.
But it doesn't actually look broken, does it?
No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious.
In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we not know.
You know, Mr. Naruhodo, I think Mr. Sholmes is fucking with us sometimes.
What gave you that idea, Miss Susato?
It's just so obvious.
I know.
Mr. Naruhodo, did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, you have an illness that needs to be cured?
What?
It's simple. You quick and stick your hand in front of your face, like so.
Mrs. Otto.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you planning?
Oh, nothing, my dear. I'm just making sure that your well-being is in proper aptitude.
Well,
I promise.
My hands are right in front of my face. Mr. Sholmes, why?
Because, my dear, the sickness goes away when you're slapped in the face.
Mrs. Otto!
Thank you, Mrs.
Mr. Naruhodo!
That needs to be made into an animatic.
Oh, no!
She saved... Mr. Sholmes saved my life.
You're quite welcome, my dear madam.
I did not know what was ahead of me without your consulting. Thank you.
Look here, Mrs. Otto. There's some letters on the handle.
Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names.
So Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean?
That's right.
Ooh, crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, crunch.
The
Ew.
initials on this cane, obviously. Oh,
AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right?
I wonder.
I wonder. Yes,
those must be initials, I think. It's customary in the
That's
West.
right.
That's right.
Oh,
This
AG.
cane, obviously. Well...
AG.
It stands for Herlock Holmes.
Stands for Apple Grimple.
Stands for famous documentarian Al Gore.
That contradiction
Indeed.
of which I speak is, of course, the initialing.
Initialing.
The initialing.
Initially.
I don't know why I couldn't read that at first.
Language barrier.
Yeah, Japanese.
A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict?
Huh.
Got him.
We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are E.B. Yet in a most possessive manner, You have in your grasp a cane that bearing the initials A.G. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree?
No, you're wrong. This cane isn't.
You said before you'd had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park.
In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. You recoil, sir. Something wrong?
Oh, you're telling me Eckerd's not a real name?
And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself.
Hello, Kodiak.
Hello, Kodiak.
Howdy ho.
Hello, Kodiak.
Namely,
I like that.
what is the truth behind this rod you bear?
I like you said hi, and then you immediately pointed out.
Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see?
Let's consider the bare bones of what happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now, a mysterious old... I almost called him an old man. A mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name. And claiming that that overcoat belongs to him.
But we know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description. Which suggests that everything he's told us is untrue.
So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Yep, the hand. Rotate to the back. Present the split that seems to be... Oh, ooh, what's that?
What is that?
Look, it's his shoulder.
Oh, it's shoulder.
It's his shoulder.
Oh,
The seam on the shoulder there is coming apart, look!
So it is.
You know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open.
If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting, and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If he were to run around in it, I'm sure the whole thing would just fall apart.
That I'd like to see.
What are you implying, Miss Notwood? Or Mrs. Sato?
Oh, Mrs.
I wish I knew.
Sato.
Control yourself.
And naughty girl.
Sorry?
So how can we make Mr. Benedict turn around?
She's really giving this some thought.
I mean, he does enough poses.
The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see?
Fuck!
Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit.
Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart.
Why, thank you.
My suspicions were aroused from the outset.
Mr. Sholmes, why do you say the word like that?
What do you mean, like what? When you so boldly lied about your name, and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. This catalogue of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Winterbank. What really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed.
Nice going.
Well, but of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning.
This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage. Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place, how could I possibly have known the irrelevant details, n'est-ce pas?
Wait, is that a photo of a cat? Excuse me. Oh, but the watchword can be discovered.
It's a dog.
As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Ah, your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped.
What?
Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pond property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes have been were inadvertently drawn. See, it is a photo of a cat!
Oh, this one! By the gun.
Oh, that key.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
And clearly there's a little snowman on there, too.
Automatically now, I think.
Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity, because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyway. You can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword.
Yes, Professor. I wonder what the significance of that is. If you didn't know the word, Mr. Winterbank would never allow you to redeem the article.
Or, looking at it another way, if you did know the word, Mr. Winterbank wouldn't allow you to redeem the article, whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Okay.
Look at the picture of the kitty, Mr. Naruhodo.
Okay, fine.
Look at the picture of the kitty. You look at the picture of the kitty.
You know you want to.
We can't.
No, not yet.
We can't.
It's
Okay,
Mr.
fine.
No,
Wiggles.
we do look at it later.
Yeah. All right. Should we look at the gun? We already looked at the gun.
Can we look at the gun?
Can we look at the gun?
I'm not sure.
This is Mr. Winterback's gun.
Yes, loaded with only one bullet, he said. It would appear that being a pawnbroker is a very life or death profession.
Extremely.
That might just be this particular establishment. Well,
What do we have here?
And trade
Look at this,
fair with some
Mrs. Otto.
respect.
Ah, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Winterbank has scribbled to himself.
let's see. What does it say?
Oh, you wouldn't want to read that.
Professor.
Where I draw my fan art.
Mr. Winterback must make a note of the. Mr. Winterback must make a note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes, and in an alarmingly clear script as well.
And what do you mean alarmingly?
Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see?
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Mrs. Otto. You,
Let me look at the ledger.
where's the ledger?
The big one.
I can't. Unfortunately. Can I look at the top? No. Can I look at the scales?
No.
All right. The skull? No. All right. Let's get this over. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were invertedly drawn.
Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for a watchword and notes down the response uttered on a notelet he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question.
I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker.
But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages.
What are you talking about?
It is increasingly apparent that you were present in the shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade.
In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank.
When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice,
You observed him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the ledger.
and that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade.
Master plan!
Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why do you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker?
Are you quite serious?
For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know.
The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc. That was in one of the pockets.
According to Mr. Windibank, isn't even worth a penny.
And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why?
I wonder if perhaps... We already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo.
Could we? Really? I'd better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far. The one. We could use my armband. It's pretty nice.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, fine.
Ryunosuke, you know what you must do.
What was that?
Is something the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry, thought I heard someone. Look at all the little bumps on the disc. They're so tiny.
Yes. The protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood.
Yes. The blood of the mysterious Mr. Egbert Benedict.
Eggs Benedict. When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pins scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger.
Ouch. Just thinking about it hurts. And puts me off eating radish. What the fuck?
Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck to the reverse side of this disc. Look. Oh, McGilded. And a scribbled word or two. It looks like somebody's name. For McGilded.
McGilded? It couldn't be.
But it is Mr. Naruhodo. Name I shall never forget for as long as I live.
But why? Why is his name on this? You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know.
What's that on the back?
It reads, "For McGilded." Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his loan-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate?
Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you've squeezed yourself into.
Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today...
Oh boy. Was to retrieve,
an article left behind by the great Magnus McGilded.
Nailed it.
We nailed it.
Wow, we did it. Good job.
Yeah.
Elementary.
A lemon tree.
Great job,
A
everyone.
tree.
Well, well. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances.
Close enough, boys. Yeah.
Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind.
Pray tell, Miss Susato.
Oh, according to what Mr. Winterbank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. And today will be precisely 2 months since the first deposit.
Well, today is the 15th of April, so 2 months ago today.
Would have been 15th of February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. And deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. That's almost near my time.
What? But that suggests.
Yes, the 15th of February.
It's precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place.
and 10:30 in the evening. Precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding.
Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence.
You are, of course, at liberty to make whichever outlandish deductions you choose, however.
What?
I must
have a gun.
insist you hand over the music box disc now.
Hey, what are you doing with Feifei?
It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box.
What do I do? Well, I'm done. There's some things a man must protect at all costs.
Like a metal disc.
This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Mr. Winterbank!
My hero.
This is my shop. I cannot allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life.
You
Mr. Winterbank!
and hit Benedict in the process. All right, that's enough.
Inspector Gregson!
I'm stealing all your lines, Mr. Reunus. No, hold on.
Inspector.
That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh?
Oh, praise be. You're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life and my very own establishment.
Wait, did I read your line by accident, Susanna?
No, I was like improvising, and then it happens to be that you're saying the very thing.
Oh.
It would seem you have the upper hand.
Right, you have a lot of explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy.
There's the fish and chips.
Boggy. Petty? Mr. Winterbank very nearly met with his end.
5 times!
Yeah, by his own gun as far as I can tell.
Oh dear.
And the whole of Britain could have met with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on.
What? What on earth is that case, Inspector?
Spare no detail, Gregson.
I'll make sure to reveal it to everyone.
I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come down with me to the station. Come with me down to the station, that's what I meant.
But of course, Inspector.
He's getting away!
What was that?
Get after him, lads! Which the beat officer do?
Sir!
No. Yes, sir.
There's been a spat of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we've fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble.
Oh, Inspector. I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed.
Now then, Mr. Permanently in Mourning.
Oh, yes?
I'll be taking that, whatever it is, of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, the straw hat. Yeah, there you go.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine. That is mine.
How long have you been here?
I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
As evidence?
If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector.
Oh. Poor Gina.
Pobrecito.
And so, we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson. And we're summarily... I can't read today.
Summarily.
Summarily...
Like summary.
Summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street.
Well,
That's enough for tonight.
Well, that's it for now. We'll see you guys next week.
all right.
Next
Job,
week.
everybody.
Good job. That was really fun.
That was
Same
a,
age
that
time,
was a
same age
joy.
channel.
Yes.
It was a treat.
We were fucking around so much.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Say bye.